Happy Wednesday evening. How is everyone? Tell me everything. What did you guys do for dinner tonight? What did you guys do for breakfast this morning? What did you have for lunch? Tell me everything. What's going on? It's Warrior Women Wednesday. Or as we could say, Wednesday Wisdom Wednesday. If anybody has any wisdom to share with everybody today, let me know. What's happening? What's going on? And did anybody guess what I was making earlier? Like hours ago in my stories, I had a little poll going on. We were playing a game. Did anybody guess right? Because I think most people guessed that I was making cookies. So do you guys want to see what I was actually making? Dun, 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 dun. Let me show you. Glazed donuts. Not only glazed donuts, keto glazed donuts. These are completely keto friendly. Just 2 grams of carbs per donut. Isn't that amazing? Right? Completely keto friendly. Hi Brett, how are you? How's Iowa? How's the weather over there? So these donuts are just like Dunkin' Donuts, but even better and way better for your health is all I'm saying. So I suggest everybody makes these for breakfast tomorrow. You know what I've decided? That I would like to do a different donut every day. I mean, I'm really setting myself up for I'm setting myself for a lot of stuff going on here, but I think that there's enough donuts that at least I could do a donut a day for at least 7 days. There's a lot more than 7 different kinds of donuts, but I want to keto-ize the donuts. So they have to be keto friendly, right? So we're gonna start with the good old fashioned glazed donut, right? Here we go, keto friendly glazed donuts. Does anybody want to know what I put into these glazed donuts? If you were watching my stories earlier, I did post everything on my stories. However, I didn't tell anybody what I was making, so you don't have the recipe yet. But now, right above my head, right above my hat, right above my little pom-pom, you've got the whole entire recipe. And I'm gonna explain to you, but these are really, really delicious, okay? The glaze is delicious, the donut is delicious, and there's so many different ways you can do this. The kids are gonna love them for breakfast tomorrow, and they had them for dessert tonight as well, and this is my leftovers. So look at that. I made a whole bunch today, actually. Okay, so let me tell you how this goes. I explained in my stories earlier, but I'm gonna explain again. Use a little bit of coconut flour. Just a little bit of coconut flour, right? You use a little bit of Swerve or Locanto, one or the other. Doesn't really matter, they're both erythritol. One or the other. A sugar substitute is what you need, okay? Then you need some almond flour. Okay, a little bit of almond flour. 2 eggs per recipe. Oops, and you actually only need the whites. You can use the yellows. You can use them for another recipe. You can use them to make like a custard or something. I mean, they're really delicious. Or you can just eat the egg yolks, right? They're very good for you. Okay, then you use a little bit of baking powder. Just a tiny bit of baking powder, okay? You use some vanilla. This is Mexican vanilla, which is really yummy, but vanilla extract, anything will do. Then you use, okay, so you can use milk, flax milk, regular milk, almond milk. The recipe actually calls for almond milk, okay? But like I always say, use whatever milk you want to use. You could even use half and half, heavy whipping cream, almond, coconut, macadamia milk. Actually, you know what? I did put some macadamia milk in it earlier. I used some flax and some macadamia. I don't know why I used both. I pulled them all out and I had them both on my kitchen counter. So they're very tasty is all I'm saying. So, hi Carol, how are you? So, this is the flax milk though. Then, then you need a keto-friendly protein powder, okay? So what a keto-friendly protein powder looks like, well, protein powders are all pretty much keto-friendly, unless they're sweetened, but they shouldn't be, okay? They should just typically be protein powder, okay? So here's the thing, this is what I use today, is my keto Protones, because this has ketones in it, and these are for my children. And this is actually orange flavor, and they have it in chocolate flavor also. I think I actually showed the chocolate flavor earlier, but I was making glazed donuts, so I decided to use the orange flavor instead. However, if you don't have this on your kitchen counter, I use this for basically anything and everything I can use it for, because it has ketones and MCT, oil, and protein powder, so it's my 3-fer. But if you don't have this sucker right here, you could also use something like this. Okay, this is just collagen protein powder. So just a keto-friendly protein powder, okay? So what you do is, first on the stove, you get a pan. Oh my God, and heavy whipping cream too, I forgot, heavy whipping cream. Heavy whipping cream is for the glaze, okay? So this is what you do. Oh my God, and butter. I forgot 2 very important ingredients, I didn't pull them out. Okay, so it's a good thing I'm remembering exactly what I did like 4 hours ago. So you get your pan, you melt your butter, you put your sweetener, your Locanto or your Swerve sweetener, you melt it, stir, right? Then you put some vanilla in there, and then you put your heavy whipping cream. So this is your glaze. Start with your glaze because you want your glaze to cool when your donuts are ready, okay? So start with your glaze, a saucepan on the stove. Stir. When it starts to bubble up, you don't want to burn it, take it off the heat, put it aside, let it cool off. As it cools, it thickens into a glaze, a delicious tasting glaze. Okay, so now you're mixing up your dry ingredients. So your almond flour, your coconut flour, your protein powder. Once the dry ingredients are mixed together, then you start adding your wet ingredients. But one thing you do separately from all of these ingredients is you take your eggs, you separate the whites from the yellows, and then you get your hand mixer out and you blend until the whites form like stiff peaks, okay? So kind of like you're making a meringue. So the yellows go aside. We don't use the yellows, but we just use the whites. You blend till you get the stiff peaks. Okay, now you put that bowl aside. That's a third bowl. So you've got your saucepan on the stove, right? And it's cooling off because you've already mixed everything together. Now you have all of your dry ingredients in a bowl. Now you have the whites of your eggs that you blended with your hand mixer and they form stiff peaks, right? So you take all of your ingredients and you mix them together in the bowl with the exception of the egg whites. Now you take like a spatula, not your hand mixer, something that's super gentle, right? And you like blend in your egg whites into the bowl with all of the other ingredients, okay? So you're like gently folding the egg whites in, right? Stirring it up. You're not like mixing it like with all your might, right? That's what you're doing. Hey John, how are you? Okay, so your glaze is cooling off on your stove. You're now mixing your stiff peak egg whites in with the rest of your ingredients. Your oven is heating up, okay? Now you have a donut pan. Well, I have a bunch of donut pans, but you have a donut pan, right? If you don't have a donut pan, that's okay. Don't fret. You can just form a donut on a cookie sheet. It's okay. You don't need a donut pan. They're still gonna taste amazing. So you spray your donut pan or whatever pan you're using with some like Pam or coconut oil spray. Then you fill the donut circle, half circle, halfway with your filling, okay? Because they're gonna poof up as they cook. They're gonna poof up. So then you bake them for like 13 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven. Watch them, keep an eye on them. Okay, when they're done, you take them out and then you let them cool in the pan, like just leave them as they are. Let them cool for like a good 10, 15 minutes, right? Then take them out and you can put them on like a drying rack, like a cooling rack, okay? You can let them cool even further. So now everything is cooled off. So when everything is cooling, that's when I'm like cleaning. I'm doing the dishes and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's like a lemon meringue, John, right? But not lemon with the meringue, but not the lemon, right? Sort of. The meringue, the whites is what makes them super fluffy. So I'm telling you, because they poof up and they get super duper fluffy. Can you guys see them? Okay, let me just show you. This is like super puffy and it's light. It's not like heavy. It's super duper light, right? So it just depends on how much filling you put in there. But see, it's really, it smells delicious is all I'm saying. It's super yummy, okay? So they're very light and airy because of the whites of the eggs. Okay, so as everything is cooling and relaxing, I'm doing my dishes, right? So then you take your donuts and you dip them in your glaze, okay? Hence the glaze. You dip them in the glaze. You could actually even take like a paintbrush and paint it on if you want, or a spoon or something like that, okay? You could totally do that, but you just dip them in the glaze upside down, right side up, then let them dry. Then wait for the children to come home and gobble them up. They're super duper delicious. Tomorrow, you know what I want to try is like a filled donut, like a cherry, not a cherry exactly, but maybe blueberry. Because blueberries are really healthy for you. Like wild blueberries are really, really healthy for you. Hey Jimmy, how are you? What's happening? Hey Colleen, what's going on? Hi Teresa, how are you? So these are keto glazed, regular plain Jane keto glazed donuts that I'm telling you were a super duper hit in my house tonight, and they'll be a super duper hit in your house also. These are perfect for breakfast, they're perfect for dessert afterwards, they're perfect to even send the kids to school with. They're seriously super tasty, really delicious. The recipe makes 6 donuts, and I like quadrupled the recipe earlier because I wanted to make a lot for a lot of different people. So I wanted to make them for my kids and all my boxers tonight and everybody. I don't even think my boxers took any home, but my kids gobbled them up like crazy and they want more and they're all waiting for more right now. And I want them to go to bed. I'm just saying mom life, right? It's been quite the day today. So if anybody has any questions, please post the questions below. I hope you guys go and you try this really yummy recipe. I'm telling you, it was a super duper hit in my house. Tomorrow I'm gonna make a different donut. And if anybody has any suggestions, because I do wanna try a filled donut, I do. I really wanna like tackle that and I wanna try a filled donut. So if anybody has any suggestions, please put the suggestions in the suggestion box because I would love to hear what you guys would like to see me cook tomorrow. It's gonna be wonderful. Okay, happy Warrior Women Wednesday. I hope everybody has the most wonderful evening ever. See you guys later. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about my keto glazed donuts. See you later, bye.